We are now just a week away from opening night for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Maple Leafs have begun to trim their training camp roster. Yesterday, the Maple Leafs announced that they have formally released Nikita Gusev from his PTO after he failed to stand out in camp. The Maple Leafs had signed Gusev to that PTO at the start of training camp, and a few weeks later, they have now released him. Josh Ho-Sang was also released from his PTO, as the Toronto Marlies signed him to a one-year AHL contract. He will now join the Marlies in their training camp, but he won't be able to play in the NHL until signing an NHL deal, which could be done at any time. The Maple Leafs also cut several players and moved them on to the Marlies training camp roster and now have 32 players, including Michael Hutchinson, who is pending waivers after being placed yesterday. So once Hutchinson either clears waivers or gets picked up by another team, they'll have 31 players remaining on the roster and would then have to cut several other players to get to at least a 21-man roster that this team would then need to be under the cap. Right now, they have 19 forwards on the training camp roster, including Matthews, Tavares, Marner, Nylander, Kerfoot, Ritchie, Mikheyev, Comp, Kasha, Engvall, Bunting, Simmons, Spezza, Brooks, Semyonov, Anderson, Gabriel, Mario, and Senny. As for the defensemen, they currently have 10 in Muzzin, Riley, Brody, Hall, Dermott, Sandin, Liljegren, Biega, Dahlstrom, Meno, and 3 goaltenders in Mrazek, Campbell, and Hutchinson, who is still pending waivers. As for the preseason schedule, the Maple Leafs played 2 games over the last 2 nights and won both the games, winning 3-1 on Monday night against the Senators in Ottawa with Jack Campbell in net, and also winning yesterday night 6-2 against the Habs at home with Peter Mrazek in net. They'll have one more preseason game against the Senators on Saturday night, and their regular season will begin next Wednesday, October 13th, against the Habs at home